Welcome to 30 Frames a Second. I'm your host, Greg Lassiter. We have a very special show for you today, and I have a great guest, very entrepreneurial. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
The Jury Customs, where things are done your way. Boy, right here.
Oh, you already know, baby.
How you feel about the Jury Customs, baby?
Oh, man, I can't complain, baby. Life's great.
Look at
You
that
already
piece,
know.
baby.
You see exactly what he did for me, baby. Last name.
Yes.
Going down to the land. Family reunion. And
All
he made
day.
it official for me. Already second pendant.
Second pendant.
Most thing I'm going to tell you, come out.
Cash Money AP. J-Bay.
Welcome back to 30 Frames. This week, I don't have Nat Wood with me. I have a very enterprising young man, and he does amazing custom jewelry. Welcome, Davon Woodley.
Thank
How you
you.
doing?
I'm doing well.
Dejan, I see, as you guys can see, you know me, I got a Redskin. He makes custom jewelry. So, Devon, first tell us a little bit about you as a person. Where do you live? How did this all come about?
Well, I'm from Trenton, New Jersey. I was born and raised in the neck of the woods, where people used to call Iraq or whatever like that. But you know, it was always some delighted people that was in the area that I grew up with. They were inspiring, encouraging. When I grew up, I was into a lot of sports. I was a little knucklehead also, but you know, thanks to my mom and my dad, as church-going people, you know, I was able to develop and see opportunity out there. I saw myself being discouraged at sometimes, but then I had family members that also asked me, what is it my passion that I want to do? Mm-hmm. And this right here, the jewelry customs, the jewelry itself is actually motivate me to do different things.
So, is your background in jewelry? How did you learn how to make jewelry?
I actually took a lot of art classes. I went to after-school programs that I went to. So I did stuff with fabric starting off at one point. And from there, I had an art teacher. His name was Mr. Eric. He also was a musician. Mm-hmm. He taught me how to play drums at a young age. He taught me how to be artistic as far as drawing. I was a freehand drawer. So those things developed me to become more of a freestyle artist.
Okay. So, Jewelry Customs. How did that name come about, and what does that mean?
The Jewelry Customs is just another way of saying the jewelry.
The jewelry, okay.
Or the jeweler.
Okay.
I was down in Atlanta after I left South Carolina, and I was with my brother and we was developing an organization for him called Monumental Empire. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, my brother was like, let's pause for a second. Let's not think about me right now. Let's think about you for a second, because we see something that you into. Let's come up with a different name, because Divine Customized Beads and Pendants was way too long.
Right.
So he was like, jewelry. Mm. And then they called me, my first name is Davon.
Right.
So I took out V-O-N, and he said, duh. let's take that A and turn it to something silent, like it's French.
Right,
And
right.
and it came up
Okay,
with
so
jewelry
I'm
customs.
looking at some of the pieces. How would you describe your pieces of jewelry?
Everything is customized and made independently into their own preference. Everybody have their own unique style and character. So I'm allowed to let people come from deep within and give me what they want.
Okay, I'm looking at the pieces, guys. If you can see some, pick up a piece. Pick up this piece right here.
This piece right here.
Okay, see, explain to me what is that piece and what inspired you to do that?
All right, right here, this is a tiger. A tiger, the reason why I went out and got the tiger, because the tigers is aggressive. They're, at the same time, they are humble creatures because they're territorial.
Right.
And I just grabbed it because that's all about me. I'm humble, I care about my family, I'm territorial, and I could be, very angry sometimes,
Right.
and these are angry creatures.
Right,
But
right.
they look soft and cuddly in
Right,
nature, but
right.
that's what I went with.
So each individual, like I see so many different styles, and these are things that you've just actually come up with.
Yes.
So what inspires you, what inspired you to do certain pieces? I see you go from one end of the spectrum to the other. What is some of your inspirations and how does this come about?
My biggest inspiration in this right now, I had a cousin, her name is Ronnie. I had her husband name is Ricky. We just lost him about 2-3 years
sorry.
ago. Late before I started my business, and she makes jewelry for a living. She just moved, she relocated to Atlanta, and I just saw the passion of what she was doing. I was like, oh, this is neat. She said, cousin, like, take your artwork and start displaying it in a different way.
Right.
And I went back home to South Carolina after she met my wife, and I got on it.
Wow.
I got right on
So
it.
the average piece, Davon, would take you how long to make?
The average piece will take me a day.
Wow. And how many pieces do you have?
I really can't. I can't keep count. I've done pieces. Let me just put it like this. I've done pieces, at least 5 pieces in one day.
Wow. So a person would come to you and give you an idea. Now tell me about this. Say I came to you and say, you know what, I'm looking for something sleek, business-like.
Okay.
How would that go? How would you go about developing and showing me what I want?
Well, first of all, when you say the word business, I'm thinking luxury.
Okay.
So you don't want something that's basic and simple. You
Right.
want something that's going to give you class.
Right.
Something that's going to driven you like a pair of shoes when you wear them with a suit for the first time.
Right.
When you go to a job interview, you're confident because you got the fresh pair of shoes on.
Right.
So sometimes I look at jewelry as like a fresh pair of shoes.
Really? So now, are you you're an artist? Do you know how to draw? You know how to sketch?
Yes.
So basically, you're an artist. You used to be a fashion designer.
Yes.
So, but you just used it to use for jewelry.
Yes.
So as a jewelry, have you met any other jewelry designers? Any famous jewelry designers?
I haven't met any famous jewelry designers. I have probably say that I went to like maybe flea markets, been to the mall, and I go to a jeweler. A lot of times I go into the malls, and my favorite spot will be like the hat store and the jewelry store.
Right.
And I'm the type of person where I don't look at the gold and the silver.
Right.
I look at my hat and I look at the tone and my color of my hat, and I'm
Right.
like, you know what? Let me see if I can find a pair of earrings to match with the hat.
Really?
Maybe it might switch it up. Guys like wear like different Cuban Sigonias.
right.
I can wear. I will take a red hat and wear some red Cuban Sigonias.
That's creative. That's the true artist.
Yeah.
Now, some of the metals and products you work with, tell me about some of those and your favorite.
All right. So my favorite pieces will be the glass beads, the rondelle crystals.
Do we have glass beads somewhere around
The
here?
glass beads will be this right here.
Okay.
So these would be the glass beads. And what I did, I took what do you call them, like the horns of a deer or something like that,
Right.
a horse or something
Right.
like that, and just add that to the texture and accent of it. Now these are the rondelles, the
Right.
crystal pieces, but these are the purple pieces are the glass beads. Now I like the regular beads. These are considered as the regular beads. So I would say like wooden beads.
Right.
Wooden beads, cherry
Nice
oak,
piece.
maybe just simple black.
Right. What is this? What is this made of? Right. Like stuff like this.
That's like something like a claw or
A tooth?
a tooth, and then everything is like basically molded. Now that was actually a prop that I saw in a store, and something ran across my mind. How can I dress that up properly to someone who will like it?
Right.
And I pretty much just went with the wooden pieces because if you really look at it, if you were to look at some cherry oak or this table example, this will actually fade into an offset or accent color that actually look more appealing.
What do you like to work with more? The glass,
Tell you the truth, I just like to elevate.
Really? Because you look at some of your designs, this right here, this is tedious. I mean, you actually you're like this. Like you have to string these along, right? Tell me the process of how to make something like this. Like with the chain and a pendant that goes on it.
All right, like my first process is to go out and look at what's out on the market right now and how can I look different from what's there.
Right.
Because everyone goes out and see things and they're stuck on this trend and they see, oh yeah, that's all wear Jordans or that's all wear Nike. And something has hit me like, let me be the jury.
Right.
Let me be different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say that's rock the jury.
Right.
No, I'm gonna say that's rock the jury.
Right.
Because then if you say the jury, then I'm already marketing myself.
Right.
I'm already branding myself, and I'm putting myself out to the public to know who I am and what I do.
Now, what kind of equipment do you use? Like, say for instance, this is a stamp, right? This is the design that you had to have stamped, right?
That's actually from another company.
Oh, really?
So one thing about me, if it seems like it's something too much for me, or I just want to just help another company, I just feel like when people support me, I should support them also.
Right. So you say this is from another company, meaning that
Yes.
another company made this?
Well, that's my logo.
Just your logo.
But they made that particular pendant for me.
Really?
And I did the necklace myself.
I mean, if you look at some of his necklaces, like this necklaces I have on, because you guys know that I'm a total Washington Redskin fan, right? So look at that. This, I wasn't even expecting to see this, but I like him a lot now, you see that. But you can do, like the piece that you have on right there, that's something that you designed.
Yes.
How long did it take you to do that?
This piece right here took a day and a half.
Wow.
And then just yesterday, I was just sitting home because I just came from Philadelphia from doing a sit-down interview with a couple friends because I have a friend named Brian that does this show called Talking to Strangers.
Right.
And I said, you know what? I need to make my pieces last longer and at the same time be appealing. So I said, I want to start glossing all my pieces so people can hold on to their pieces for their life.
Now, question, the process of, do you use, when you say make it last longer, what kind of, is it glue or what?
Epoxy.
Epoxy? Now, don't you have to be careful with that when you're doing it so you don't inhale it and stuff like that?
This one is actually a low grade of epoxy, so it's really sealed.
Right.
And it's sealed to a point where it comes off a little nozzle. So something that has a small nozzle instead of just like opening up a can or something like that won't hit your body so quickly.
So I got a question, like most jewelers, when you make a piece, and guys, if you look at these pieces, they're so tedious. Do you have like a magnifying glass on when you do this over your head? How does that work?
Just recently, I'm gonna tell you this. I've been doing this so long, my eyes start playing tricks with me. So I said, I need to me some 1.0s.
Right.
Because 2.0 glasses, reading glasses, it just was like hitting me. I bought me some 1.0s from my recent job, and I'm focused now. Like I just throw these glasses on and I'm going quicker now.
Now, do you know that I guess they do have like jeweler glasses where you could put it on so it magnifies. You ever thought about doing that?
Yeah, I actually want to invest in a pair of those because I'm telling you, I'm getting older. I'm not getting younger.
I was just gonna say, you're a young man. It's gonna work for a little bit longer.
I just turned 34,
Right.
and my eyes was just glitching
Right.
for the last couple of weeks. So I said, you know what? Every time I do these pieces, I need to throw those glasses on.
Right.
And those glasses have actually helped me get a lot more done.
So when a day, like when you go and order these pieces, do you actually go out to the store and get them, or do you do it online?
I do everything from walking in the stores, going online, hitting distributors from overseas, distributors that used to be overseas that come to the U.S. that now have their own stores.
Right.
I'm actually able to talk to these people because
Right.
they see
Like
me
you
wearing
said.
my jewelry.
Right.
When will be your next order? You'll have such and such beads. When will be your next order when you have charms and bracelets? And sometimes I might go online and the bracelets might be too much.
Right.
I have to go on there and profit myself.
Right. Right. Negotiate.
And negotiate,
Right.
exactly. And
What's your
from there-
favorite piece?
My favorite piece?
If you had to, your favorite piece.
My favorite piece.
That, do you wear that every day?
I wear this piece every day with this chain, and my jewelry chain.
Wow.
And this is way I market myself because when they say, what do you use?
Right.
Everything you see around my neck.
So have you sold pieces off your neck?
Yes.
Yeah.
I sold numerous of pieces off my
Really?
neck.
Really?
My thing was if the book bag too heavy, put it around your neck.
Right. Now, do you go to trade shows and stuff like that? Or
Haven't been.
how do people get to know the jewelry?
I love the internet.
Right, right.
I love the internet more than the flea market.
Right.
So I'm like the internet flea market now.
Right. Right. The internet flea market.
I'm like, throw it all on a blanket, go outside to a park, throw it all on a bench.
Right.
Come out with my cell phone or my camera.
Right.
Get the focusing, and then Facebook, Instagram,
Really?
Twitter, Pinterest.
Would you go out in like where you live? Do you go out in the neighborhood and do that?
Yes, there's a cafe right in front of the building where my mother and father stay at,
Uh-huh.
and I do all my networking there.
Really?
Yeah.
So what would be like an idea? Would you want your own store? What would be your idea setup?
My idea setup will be glass display model. Soon you walk in the store, you see this big sign that says the Jewelry Custom. Buy it and have it your way.
Really? That's a good tagline. That's
And
a good
then it's
tagline.
basically they're saying like you have no limits. You know what I'm saying? Like life itself is full of opportunities. So when you walk into a store, you just want something to actually fit your character.
Right.
And
Who are your
when-
biggest customers? Male or female?
Both.
Really?
I say both.
Okay. What's your what age range? What's your demographics?
My age range been 20 and older lately.
Really?
20 older
And
and more likely in the late 20s going all the way up.
All the way. What's the oldest? Me.
Oldest?
Me.
Woo! I would say 82.
Really? Really?
And this was when I was in South Carolina. This woman named Miss Cuba had bought like 4 pieces at one time.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I was in a convenient, not a convenience store, a compliance store, which it's like antiques.
Right, right.
And you like able to bring like secondhand stuff in the store.
Uh-huh.
And if you have a business, but you can't hold it down the way you want to,
It's consignment,
it's a
like.
consignment
Yeah,
store.
right,
and you sign up, you pay your fee per month.
Right.
And the lady that was actually owned the company itself, I was telling her, I said, I'm a young guy.
Right.
I don't really have a good income coming in to pay every month.
Right.
And when she started her company, I helped her out. She
Right.
was like, I got this for you.
Oh, good.
Bring a little bit, little by little, and I sell it for you, and you don't owe me nothing.
Oh, wow. What is the most difficult pieces you've ever developed?
Whew. The 3D pieces are the most difficult pieces.
Now, how does that work? Explain the 3D pieces to us.
The 3D pieces is actually when everything goes through a molding. I have to either do them 2 pieces at a time and put them together.
Now, when you say go to a molding, you have to let them sit in a mold.
I have to let them sit for
So
over
is
an
that
hour.
you have to put some kind of epoxy?
Nah.
How does that work?
Everything, just like it takes me time with each piece and each bead to sit up there and thread these pieces together, it takes about an hour, 2 hours just to make one mold.
Just a mold. Now, to mold, the mold you pour it into something?
Everything is like the same way I draw. The same way I
Really?
draw is the same way I have to sit up there and sculpt that out.
Wow, that's intense. So
Yeah.
that would take, you do a lot of 3D pieces?
I would say this is my other 3D piece right here, the Miami Heats.
Wow, yeah, you guys see this? This is intense. This is very intense.
This is my hobby. Like, I can sit at home and do these pieces and don't get rid of nothing. I just collect them.
Really?
And then somebody come up to me and say, I like what you're doing. Because majority of these pieces right here, I held on to them for a long time.
Is there a piece you ever not sold that meant too much to you?
Oh, man. This piece right here.
Tell me about that.
I wanted to sell this piece for the Christmas season. When I first started, I was selling this piece for 40 bucks.
Wow.
And I said, I'm not gonna sell it. I'm not gonna sell it at all.
Does it have some sentimental value?
It's just the fact that this was one of the first pieces I made when I lost my uncle.
Hold up the piece. Hold up the pieces.
When I lost my cousin,
Over here.
when I lost my cousin, this was one of the first pieces I made. The earrings and the bracelet. And for some reason, this never sold because I kind of felt like it was something like that actually gave me my starting point.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, yo, I'm still holding on to this piece. Why is it not selling? So I guess I just use it as display.
Wow.
This would be my display on feet.
Right. Is there any piece that you refused to make that someone came up to ask you to make?
Man, I refuse doing anything that has to do with somebody, with any other company.
What do you mean by
Because,
that?
like, unless it's your own company, I really don't want to make it because I don't want to be fined for
Right.
doing unpublished stuff that's not mine.
What I'm saying,
stuff
like,
that's
if somebody
published.
wanted to come up to you and because of your beliefs or anything like that, have you ever
Oh.
refused to do anything like that?
I was going to refuse doing the Buddha pieces at one point.
Why was that?
But
So,
this is a Buddha piece. And the reason why I did refuse doing this at one point, because of my belief as a Pentecostal. And my thing is, like, yes, I am Pentecostal, but there are also other beliefs out there.
absolutely.
And I don't want to knock anybody for their belief.
Right.
I want to be able to, just like I can be a friend and be in a different racial or different religion, the character or whatever you wear shouldn't even matter also.
Right,
But
right.
if it exploits or disrespect another religion or a
Right.
person, then that's another reason why I will not make it.
Did you ever go to art school to do this?
Yes, I did take art school.
You did?
I went to, I took up online courses at Philadelphia Institute of Technology.
Wow.
I actually went to school at Mercer County College for 2 years.
Uh-huh.
I started at Mercer County in my my last year of high school.
Right.
Because I took up AutoCAD.
Right.
AutoCAD is like a three-dimensional
Right.
type software that they deal with, and they're teaching us how to put things into a 2 and 3D spectrum.
Right.
But way before that, elementary school was my first place of art. I used to draw cartoon characters and sell my pieces of art for like
Really? Really?
in school.
Wow.
In
Now,
school.
but when you started this, did you have every intention of being a fashion designer?
I actually didn't because I used to take T-shirts, markers on T-shirts, and that's this draw stuff.
Right.
My mom came up to me one day and said, "Did you just do that?" I said, "Yeah, I did it." "You lying?" I said, "Mom, I did it." "So you think you made a draw a picture of me?" I said, "Mom, I ain't that high intense yet."
Now, one other question. Do you have any partners to help you do this, or is it just you?
Just me.
Just you. So
One
you're
piece.
the only person that makes your designs and makes the decisions.
My own person.
Wow, that's a lot for one young man.
Yeah.
So what is your dream? Where does the Jury Customs, where are you gonna go? Where do you want to see yourself go? If you had to do it right now, where would you want to go?
If I wanted to go anywhere in the world and start my business, I would want to start somewhere like Texas or California.
Why?
Why? Big population, different types of people, and I have an option of doing different types of work.
Right.
For
Why not
different
New York?
people. Why not New York? I love New York, but it's crowded trying to get from one place to another.
Right, sure.
It was already a hassle trying to walk here.
Do you have any other place? Do you have any of your pieces in any other states?
Tell you everywhere on the East Coast.
Okay.
And maybe 4 places on the West Coast that I deliver to.
Now, when we were just talking before we came on the show, you had a dream. Tell us about the dream. Where you wanted to go with that dream, or the TV show.
I want to go to Shark Tank.
What?
I want to go Shark Tank so
Okay.
bad.
Somebody from Shark Tank may be watching. Tell us why you want to get on Shark Tank.
I want to go on Shark Tank because I believe that I have something that can not just catch the eye to one person.
Right.
I'm here for everyone. There's different religions, and I don't knock any religions, and I believe that everyone deserves a chance at life and any opportunity that they believe that they can accomplish.
Right.
And this is one thing I want to accomplish. I want to be an accomplishment for myself so I can be accomplished for those out there that want another opportunity for them, for their kids, maybe a family member that's on their deathbed, and something like this might be of value to the life of
Right.
them just passing. And they be able to hold on to a piece of customized piece and be like, you know, this is what I saw before my aunt or my uncle or grandmother left this world.
Okay.
And that's what every individual piece on here will have a piece of me in it, but once it's in the other person's hand, they see life,
Oh, okay.
newborn.
So when you're going to start Shark Tank, they're going to want part of your business. Are you willing to do that?
Sometimes you gotta take sacrifices,
Right.
because sometimes the sacrifice you give up might open up open up an opportunity of a long-lasting opportunity for yourself or an organization.
Would you, if you had it your way, would you have a brick and mortar, meaning would you rather have a store or just do online?
I would say I have to have a store. And the reason why I need that store, because it would feel good to just hear that door ring when somebody open up and I'm in the back and I got maybe 2 or 3 people that, employees that standing up there and saying, Mr. DeZori, we have a customer.
Right.
And I'm able to come out and start a relationship with them before they even ask me about this.
Where would you want to open up your store?
Wow. I would probably want to go franchise after asking that question.
But what state would you want to open up your store in?
All right, I'm so in love with the South. I would have to say Atlanta.
Really?
Atlanta. And I had so much joy down there. Even though I love South Carolina with a passion,
Right.
Atlanta would be a place. Because when I went to Atlanta, everybody that I ran into made me feel so welcome. I didn't see any fake personalities for the people that I encountered with.
Right.
And they opened up an opportunity for me because my first job there, my manager was like, I see the passion in your eyes of your work,
Right.
and just the drive that I have can also help his business.
Mm-hmm.
And he just said, you know, he gave me a position on the first day. And he said, you know what? We're gonna bring you out the kitchen because your personality gonna bring a lot of smiles to my business.
Right.
And from there, this business took off.
How would it work for you if someone came to you? What would be your process that says, you know what, Davon? I want 1,000 pieces. How would that work?
Finding distribution.
So when you say finding distribution, you would want, say somebody wanted 5,000 of these pieces right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how would that work? 1,000. Say I want 1,000 of those.
Okay.
Would you couldn't make 1,000 of these yourself in like 90 days? How would you job it out, and how would you manage that?
It's all about the distribution that I call for. They have to have the right machinery.
Okay.
Without that machinery, I won't be able to produce any of that because I already see what it takes, how long it takes to do it by hand.
Right.
And then you saying, like you said, the numbers that you gave me, you said like 90,000 or 5,000. I already see within 90 days, and I could do probably one of these in one day.
Right.
I'm already not even close to them numbers.
Right.
So
right.
I already know, like,
Right.
you multiply that, you're gonna take 90 days and how many you make a day. And
So a
multiply-
machine would have to physically do this, right?
Yep.
You could buy a machine to actually do that.
Yes, sir.
Now, I see on your sports team, which of your sports team is the best seller?
My bestseller? Woo!
I knew
You
you were gonna
gotta
say
go
that.
with my Philadelphia Eagles.
Show us the Philadelphia.
This is my Philadelphia Eagles.
And the
I
chain that
just-
goes with it.
And this is the back. And this is my beautiful chain that took me over an hour to make last night because I need to make sure that the pattern was in there.
That is
Now,
sweet.
if that pattern ain't right, I gotta take everything apart and make sure that it matches the other side.
So has that ever happened where you had to, you think you were doing something, you had to start all over again?
It happens every day.
Really?
Every piece, I've done it multiple times.
Then tell us what you mention your. Well, talk about the website where we can find you.
Dissuade Customs. Dissuade Customs is spelled DEJURIE Customs CUSTOMS.GQ. Had to go with the GQ. Because look, I got the GQ pieces.
See, could you just buy? Can you buy just this? All your jewelry? Could you, I see you have the T-shirt on. Could you buy the jewelry T-shirt there too?
I haven't gotten to the clothing line that much. I pretty much do this for myself right now, as far as my hats and my shirts. I had people that say, "Oh, I want to buy the jewelry hat. I want to buy the jewelry T-shirt," but I'm still going to do my pending and my licenses and stuff like that. So I don't want to put too much out there to the point where people don't know much about me and I get something that means so much to me get taken away.
Right.
So
you ever thought about having any partners, local partners?
I have. I would like to do business with people that have a confidential vibe with. Like, if you cannot vibe, you can't trust somebody, you cannot go in business with them. It's basically like going through a probationary period at a job. You're trying to get a feel of these people. And if you can't get a feel for them, it's like, how can you trust them to work for you?
Let me ask you a personal question. You're a Philadelphia Eagle fan and a Knicks fan?
I'm not a Knicks fan at all.
Okay, I see the Knicks thing there.
I am a Warriors fan.
So wait, you're a Philly fan and a Warriors fan. Wow. But not a 76ers fan.
76ers used to be my team, but I self-evaluated myself. Am I an Allen Iverson fan or am I a Sixers fan? I'm an Allen Iverson fan.
So if one of the NFL teams or the NBA teams come to you and say, "Hey, listen, we want you to do something for all the NFL," how would that work out for you?
Oh, man, I think that'd be a blessing right there. Because even though I would love to have my own business, but that's where I want my business to start at.
Right.
I would love for it to start in a stadium.
Right.
It could be a baseball stadium, a football stadium, a basketball stadium. I don't care what it is. As long as I'm able to reach fans, customers, and family members.
Right. What'd you do before jewelry?
T-shirts.
Really?
And I did, I was refurbishing sneakers.
Well, that was like making your own design. Why don't you incorporate all that into this?
That's exactly where it's going to lead to.
When you say redesigning sneakers,
I will actually take an old pair of shoes from a Goodwill or secondhand store. I will clean them up the best way I can. Then I will try to go out to different stores and see what type of paint that actually develops to the same color and fabric, and just bring them back to life. Sometimes if I can't even bring them back to the exact form, I would just customize them.
You sell them or keep them?
I keep them.
Keep them, really? Then tell me, you grew up in a pretty rough part of New Jersey. How was it growing up in Trenton?
It was rough as a kid that was starting out to be bullied. But in between the bullying, I was...
Bullied or bullied?
Both. Both.
Okay.
Because sometimes you have to, when you're being bullied, you have to fight back with intimidation. You know what I'm saying? You gotta intimidate people sometimes to fight back because they just make you look like a a nerd running away from something. You know, I didn't want to be like that. So I decided to just, become friends with the enemy at one point.
Right.
But while I'm being friends with the enemy, it was a way how I was being a friend with the enemy.
Right.
It wasn't doing what the enemy does. It was just being around that enemy, but still speaking the truth of where they of things that they shouldn't do.
Growing up in Trenton and being as tough, how'd you stay focused?
I had to go to church. I had to pray. I had to stay motivated with my own self because a lot of people do things for other people and don't have a backbone.
Right.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to the youth that wanted to do something like this or be an entrepreneur?
I would say explore your options. Don't just start something and quit. If you feel like that's not what you have, it's like, go for this, try again. Don't give up so easily because a lot of people give up on something they start and it may be something that they supposed to accomplish for the rest of their life.
Wow. I mean, this is amazing. Would you mentor youth to, like, say you find another younger person that want to do the same thing you do, would you be willing to mentor?
Oh, yes. And the reason why I say I will, because I just did a after-school program and summer camp as of last year. I did 2 weeks prior jewelry classes for the summer camp.
Right,
And
really?
I taught them how to do different types of necklaces, bracelets, and I actually had one student that loved the class so much. Within a half an hour, this young lady made 4 bracelets.
Well, you know what you might want to do? There's some advice. When you're making jewelry, go to schools and get some young interns.
Oh, that sounds great.
Go to get young interns, and you don't have to pay them. You just give them credit. You just write. They come in and work X number of hours for you,
Exactly.
and you give them. They get credit for it. That might be an idea, right?
Yeah.
Did you face any negativity from the family and friends of doing this?
Man,
Growing up doing this and now.
So much negativity when I first started out.
Why? What was the negative about?
I was seeing negatives like, get a job. This ain't going nowhere.
Really?
Yes.
From your family or from your friends?
Both. Both. Family and friends.
Where did you get your encouragement from other than your cousin?
Oh, man, let me tell you this. It's a guy named Victor Fernandez.
Right.
He has family that's from here. He's originally here from New York.
Right.
And this guy, I was going to Save a Lot. Me
Right.
and my wife was going into the store, and I had pieces around my neck, and he was like, hey, yo, that's a nice piece you got on. You think you could do like the Puerto Rican flag and all that type of stuff?
Right.
So I did a Spanish piece that was collaborated
an
with
art
the
piece?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was collaborated with the New York Knicks, New York Giants logo
Right.
and the colors.
Right.
So I said, you know what? I can make you a necklace with the colors like the New York Giants and make it like it blends in with the Puerto Rican flag and stuff.
Right.
I made that. He said, you know what? You got a website? I said, I don't yet, but you can look at my Facebook.
Right.
Went on my Facebook, this guy, he has a box this big in his house full of a whole bunch of jewelry he bought off of me.
Really?
And he donated $250 to me and wrote a check out and said, I want to help you out because you probably don't have a lot of people that
Believe in you.
motivate you or believe in me.
Right.
And yo, he came over one day and he bought me lunch and he was like, you know what, let's talk about other ideas because I want to see you go a long way with this.
Right. Wow.
And he's like a big brother to me.
Is this your 9 to 5?
It has been for like the last 4 months.
Really? Is it scary?
It's not scary. It just keep going.
What's your motivation every morning when you're trying to sell this?
I want my own house.
So tell me, take me in the day in the life of when you wake up in the morning, and this is your 9 to 5. What is your first thing that you do?
First thing I do, advertisement. I'll go online. I will create a type of flyer, some type of billboard to place up on social media. And after I do that, I have to actually go out there on the streets with my business cards and saying, prime example, I'll be like, promotion, such and such, first time, either you buy it now, or you never get it.
What about co-oping or with other organizations to sell your stuff?
I would
To
love-
promote you, actually.
I would love to get into the sports stores.
Did you ever approach the sports stores?
Number one sports store that I would love to get into, Authentics.
I don't know. Explain to us.
Authentics is a store down in the South, and they're actually licensed with the NFL, and, NBA, and all different types of sports. And they also carry customized jewelry in there. But these customized jewelry is actually through the second and third party of the NBA, NFL, and stuff like that. So my thing is this, like, when I would like to get a place like that where if they sold out, I can always create another piece.
Right, right.
Instead of waiting for the purchase to come in.
They ever thought about this? You have the jewelry, custom jewelry. What if someone says, okay, I like you could teach another person and you have your own franchise. You ever thought about that?
Oh, yes.
You know,
Yes,
where you
like-
could teach, can you teach someone how hard is it to teach someone to do this?
Number one, the person that I teach have to have a lot of patience.
Right.
Because every piece on here is not easy.
There's a lot of hours here, right?
I feel time is like the willingness.
Right.
If you're not able to do it and you say you can't, then the first, you already gave up on yourself.
Right.
Even in trying to pick up even one of these and try it the first time around. The word can't came out your mouth. You can't do it.
You're defeated, right?
You defeated yourself.
Right. Tell us about this. You told me, and tell us a little bit about this particular.
This R right here, these are actually a front R and a backwards R. This is for the organization, nonprofit organization from the College of New Jersey.
They gave you that this way.
This is a college from the College of New Jersey. And they were out looking for opportunities for somebody to come in and show who can make a pendant or a piece of jewelry that reflects to the company itself. So a friend of mine said, we have somebody at the college that's looking for somebody to, you know, make some pieces for these graduates when they graduate.
Right.
And he said, yo, I know things been hard for you. I believe in you. I bought my first piece from you for my business. And he said, you know what, fill it out. I filled it out with no hesitation. I got in the email, sent it off, got on that piece that same day. The guy who owns the nonprofit organization at the College of New Jersey called me not even a week and said he stopped the contest because he wanted to go with my design. He said, this is something different.
Right.
He said, I need 12 of these.
Wow.
And I came in first place and I won $500 competition.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yes.
What about music and hip hop artists? Have anybody approached you to do that?
That is one of the biggest things I've been doing. I have a friend named Jamie. He's a producer and a rapper in Trenton, New Jersey. And we grew up together. We played football. We actually played for the Vikings.
Right.
And I made him a piece called Scythe Bang.
Okay.
Scythe Bang is actually the name of his production, and the name of his radio company is, The Town Radio. He wanted a picture of a bomb, like with the lighter setting off the bomb.
Right.
He said, can you make that? Before I made it, I said, you know, bro, if you can donate to my company, I will create the new logo, and I will actually make you a piece because we're working together.
Right.
You have your own thing, and I have my own thing. I said, that's be like a brotherhood. That's do things for each other that
Right.
nobody in Trenton is really doing.
Right.
And we collaborated, and I made this piece for him, and he loved it.
Right.
He loved it.
Right.
And
What about you about doing pieces for NBA stars, NFL stars, and what other materials like gold, silver, platinum?
Now,
Can you work with gold, silver, and platinum?
I would love to work with all that. And the reason why I'm gonna say I would love to work with the gold and silver, because I want to get to the point where I can get gold and silver, like the metal beads. See,
Right.
I'm creating weight
Right.
by adding different materials that have weight with those that don't have weight.
Have you tried it before? Have you already tried it? Working with
I
it?
actually did one piece, and I think that was one of my popular pieces that sold maybe 3 times.
Expensive?
Not really,
No?
because I
Okay.
was trying to get myself out there.
Okay.
So I told myself, you know, I'm not gonna even throw a price on it. I'm gonna like,
That would be the ideal metal. What would be the ideal metal that you
ideal
would
metal. I want to do stainless steel. Period.
Really?
I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing that's gonna disintegrate.
Have you tried stainless steel? Working with stainless steel?
I did one stainless steel piece, and I got to the point where I said, you know what, this piece gonna be for me. And then I got on a vulnerable stage and had to sell it.
So let me ask you this: what about working with diamonds? Like, could you custom piece with all diamonds?
All diamonds.
Have you ever tried to do that?
I would say this piece right here is close to it, especially with the rondelles. I feel like the rondelles are the closest pieces to the diamonds and the Cuban scallion. So whatever pieces I get, I try to frame around it.
Right.
But yeah, I really want to be able to move into a home and create a pit where I can actually mold down all types of gold and diamonds.
So how would you tell me about how would you do this? What would make this de jure customs if it was all diamonds?
If it was all diamonds?
Yeah, what would be different? What would you do differently?
What would I do different? Oh, man, let me tell you, I would start doing the different thing about it. I would probably move away from all this because
Right.
now I feel like I'm on a broader point,
Right.
or a broader stand at where when somebody asks me for something that they want, I can now just design and mold their pieces and then just add the diamonds to them and
Right.
then just do a whole diamond chain.
Really? So
And
you're
then-
ready for the upscale client like Cardi B, right?
Oh, yes.
Cardi B, did you hear it? You hear it?
Cardi B. Cardi B. Cardi B.
What about rappers doing music videos?
Shmoney. I'm gonna make that shmoney chain for you, Cardi B.
Well, you know what? You ever thought about donating, like, do a piece for a rapper and just
I have no problem with doing it because I did it to DJ Frank Ski for the Super Bowl down in Atlanta.
how did that work? How did that come off?
I say soon as his face showed up on my Instagram page, everything started just coming in.
So
Like,
it was a,
all
it was a
different types of
success.
pieces.
It was
Like-
a success.
It was.
Yeah.
It was actually a success. It's football. It's Super Bowl season.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So that's a successful moment right there by itself.
What about rings?
Rings. Now, I haven't done any rings, but my starting with the rings will be the small rondelles. They're
Well,
actually
show us
the
what
two.
rondelles are.
All these pieces right here you see, these are rondelles.
Right.
These are rondelle spacers that look like little small Cuban cigars.
Right.
So those right there, I can actually just do an elastic ring where it's stretchable. And
Right.
it can fit any finger.
Really?
And you could put the ring on any finger, and it could be any size, one size fit all.
Have you tried it?
Yes, I did.
Success?
Success.
Did you have it on? You have one on?
I don't have one on. It's just that I ran out of so many of those small beads because sometimes when you're trying to, like you said something about when I was saying something about distribution
Right.
and getting your numbers out there, I had a small bulk order
Right.
and I used all of them.
Oh, okay. So what about earrings too? You do earrings as well?
Earrings. I'm only doing the women's for right now. I am working on the women's, the
Here's a piece
men's.
right here too.
But these are the women's earrings. These are custom. These are custom acrylic, glass, and gemstone earrings for a woman.
Do you have names for your pieces?
Everyone has their own unique. This is called the baby blue.
Okay.
This is baby blue.
That's a set, right?
This is a full set.
You got that as well as
The bracelet.
the bracelet, right?
Yes, sir. And then we have this beautiful piece right here. Now, the reason why I did these two together because there's a blend of the acrylic stones, the wood, and the elastic that actually stretches out and blends in the wood pieces
Right.
with the hemiptents, and it brings both chains together.
Wow.
So if you buy both of these,
Right.
you get the bracelet free.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah.
What about belly button rings and waist rings? What about that? Have you tried those yet?
I'm so glad you said that. I have a friend that's actually from New Jersey
Right.
that moved to Arizona. I think it was Arizona or Utah.
Uh-huh.
She just moved back home. She's a belly dancer.
Wow.
And she sent a piece to me that she wanted to get done. And that will actually be my first belly belt that I actually make for a
Oh, okay.
woman. And she wants the rhinestones, the glass beads, the rondelle spacers, and all that.
Right.
I'm just gonna deck it out just the way I did this Vikings piece.
Right.
Because a woman, it's about to get hot.
Right.
The women gonna have their little halter tops on
Right,
with their
right.
jeans and see something like that blanging around their neck and their waist.
Right.
They're gonna be like, yo, that's the hottest new trend out right now. Who is that? It's the jewelry.
So
Yeah.
I see you. The market is unbelievable, unlimited for you. Like I'm looking at your glasses. You could do customized beads on your glasses.
That's my next stage.
Yeah?
Because I actually had a friend come up to me before I left Atlanta and said, yo, if I bought a pair of glasses to you, you think you do like some rhinestones on it, do the different colors and stuff
Right.
on there? And it made me think about it because you ever saw Family Matters?
Yeah.
Steve
yeah.
Urkel?
Yeah.
I went to a flea market, and this guy had a pair of glasses that looked just like the Steve Urkel ones, but they was decked out with diamonds.
Right.
And I
right.
said, yo, how much is the glasses right there? He said, you know what? I ain't set no price yet, but this gonna be the new trend. And the whole time that Family Matters was out, he was just getting them, just marketing them, getting them sold. And I was down in the Pineville flea market in Charlotte, North Carolina,
Right.
when I saw those shades.
You know what? It's against my better judgment to ask this question. But you said moving to Texas, right?
I would love to move to Texas.
And you don't know why, but I guess people would want to know, do you have anything for the Dallas Cowboys?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm doing it for you too, Robert. Here's the Dallas Cowboys. You might want to see this.
This Dallas Cowboys piece took me 2 days to make. And the reason why I did this because I just had an uncle, his birthday was just yesterday. He's been the best thing that ever happened in my life.
Right.
He's like my best friend, he's my uncle, he's my father. He always made a promise to my dad that, you know, if he was to leave this earth, to take care of my son.
Right.
And my uncle is everything to me, and he's a Dallas Cowboy. And he already know that I love doing
Dallas
the stuff.
Cowboy.
I love doing the stuff like a hobby. So I said, you know, I like the African tribe.
Right,
I like
right.
to show my character within my people.
Right, right.
And I said, yo, even though I'm not supposed to be doing this, but I'm gonna make you a Dallas Cowboys piece. You can get me a dashiki.
Right.
He got me a dashiki, and I made me an African piece.
Well, you know what? People are asking me about the real Cowboys with spurs and, you know, studded saddles. You could do that.
Cowgirls.
Cowgirls. Thank you. But with that said, I want you to look at me. I can't let the Cowboys be the last. He can also
you can't
do
get me like that.
You can also do the Washington Redskins. See that? The Washington Redskins. I have to throw the Redskins in there. This is the piece. This is a piece everybody should get. See, I'm running out of time. Let me tell you, if you have to give inspiration to the youth on how to get started, tell them what would you tell them?
My thing is that if you in school and you having problems in art class, pay attention like you pay attention to any other subject that matters to you. Because art is considered a subject just like math, just like science, biology, and all that. Because everything that we use here in life is nature. And keep your eyes on the arts and crafts sections everywhere you go, because that can be a start in your creativity. There we go right there.
So tell us again, where can we find DeJury Customs?
DeJury Customs on Facebook,
Spell it out for
Instagram,
us.
Pinterest, and on Twitter. All you have to do, if it ain't spelled correctly, go on Google, DeJuryCustoms.GQ, and that'll take you straight to my website.
So you really believe that art should be in every school?
Art should be in every school, and even in the streets.
Right.
Because it's some people that don't have a pedestal.
Right.
They don't have a frame to start at.
Right.
And sometimes, and I'm gonna say it right now, it starts at home
Right.
and on the streets.
Right.
Because not everybody is given the opportunity.
Right. That's true.
And that's what they look at nowadays. They see talent all over the place, but they can't see inside your home. So
Right.
it starts on the street.
Wow. So what's your next move now?
Clothes. I'm thinking about doing the DeJury designs on the T-shirt. Like every T-shirt, it look like it got a piece on.
Oh, that'd be great.
Like
That'd be
you
great.
don't actually have to buy a necklace. Like buy the T-shirt with the different rhinestones that signals like.
You should do that. You know who else made
Yeah.
$1 million? John Hardy. John
Oh,
Hardy.
yeah.
Remember John Hardy? He made $1 trillion with doing his own design like that. This would be awesome to do that.
The hats too.
So did you ever think about going into teaching, going into class and being an art instructor?
I would love to go to the Board of Education and let that be a beginning for me. Even if this doesn't even make it to stores or nothing like that. Because I know that I'm reaching out to people. I care about my brothers and sisters out there just like I care about my own family members.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're looking to be into a store right now.
Any store would do.
What about giving senior workshops for even seniors, for anybody? Would you do workshops?
I did.
Or have you done workshops?
I've done workshops.
Right.
I've done workshops with senior citizens. I've done workshops with kids. I also actually just like sometimes I like, you know, if you don't have to have a peddler's license, I
Right.
just get a table and just set up on the street and be like, you know what, little ones, come on,
Right.
little ones, let's do it right here. Let's go to the park, set some tables up, have the kids come to the park, put a flyer out on Facebook and Instagram to say, arts on DeJury.
Wow.
And kids come out and just make custom jewelry.
I'm running out of time, but what would you love to do for rappers?
Oh man, name change,
Really?
logos. I'm good with my hands, so I know how to redecorate a studio quick.
Do you ever reached out to any of the rappers and say, hey, look, support you and donate?
I'd say probably like a couple local artists back in New Jersey, local artists down in South Carolina, and I met Young Jock. Young Jock, if you're looking at this, you remember me when I was at Empire Sports.
Right. You should also tell them to support the art schools as well.
Yeah, support all art schools. That's actually because one of the best art schools that I went to was Art Institute of Philadelphia and John Casablanca, which is art and fashion and model.
Right. Because John Casablanca was one of the premier model schools in the country.
Yeah.
So, okay, guys, you know what? This is awesome. I love this. You are one enterprising young man, and hopefully you'll get on the Shark Tank. So
really
if
hope
you
I
got
get
on the
in.
Shark Tank, they're going to ask you, how much money you look for? How much money would you be looking for? Just curious.
I would like to go a little high, but I got to start somewhere. So I said $50,000.
Wow. Wow. Gang, we're running out of time right now, but I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Davon, this is so awesome. This should be an inspiration to anybody out there that's trying to get into business for themselves. Like he says, it's not easy,
It's not.
but you can't give up, right?
You can't give up.
Guys, I want to thank everybody for watching this show, 30 Frames. I want to thank the crew, Nat Wood, David, Veronica, Sheila. We have a whole crew that make this work. Next week, we got Veronica, and we're going to promote, as you guys know, we still have the film festival coming up, the People's Film Festival. And Veronica will be on next week to talk about that. So we're looking forward to that. And you know what, before we go, explain this piece to me.
All right, so I did not
Just
make
give it
this,
to me real
I
quick.
didn't make this piece. It's just that this piece signatures this piece because I bought both of them as a set.
Is that okay, what is this?
This is a tiger, but it's actually a bracelet ring.
Oh, wow.
And
wow.
it just transitions with the charm itself. So, but I made the necklace.
Okay, we got 60 seconds. How do we find you again?
The Jewelry Customs at DEJURIECUSTOMS.GQ.
And we can find you also on Facebook?
Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and Twitter.
Twitter.
Yep.
You guys, you heard it here first. 30 frames a second. Again, thanks, Davon. I
Thanks a
appreciate
lot.
you coming on the show. And
I appreciate
listen,
being here.
You're going to be a success. Remember, you got your start on 30 frames, okay?
30 frames a second.
Hey, guys, we'll talk to you again next week. Thank you so much for watching us. We come to you uncut, real, and raw. 30 frames. For Nat Wood, I'm Greg Lassiter. We're out.